This episode of Unqualified is brought to you by State Farm, who has surprisingly great rates for your auto insurance. In 1999, my mom recorded me in our family room, delivering the lines for what I thought was a horror movie. My mom read the other roles, and I thought she gave a much better performance than I did. There was even a moment when I seriously considered not sending the tape because that would require a trip to the post office and an entire day's salary for postage. Not that I had a paying job. I was surprised when I received a phone call asking if I could audition in person. Then I realized that the casting director must have mixed up my tape with someone else's. I could have pointed out the error, but I'd never been to LA and wanted to go. So my parents gave me airline miles, and I flew to Los Angeles, Burbank actually, where I auditioned every day for a week and slept on 3 different couches. At the week's end, my friend with the least comfortable couch offered to drive me to the airport, and because at the time it was hard to find good Mexican food in Washington State, I wanted one last burrito. My pager began buzzing just as our nachos arrived. There was a payphone in the back of the restaurant, and when I returned the page, I was told that I got the role. It was one of the biggest surprises of my life. I was also surprised to learn that Scary Movie was actually a comedy. This was after my audition. Speaking of nice surprises, State Farm provides coverage that meets your needs at a surprisingly great rate. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today. Mommy.
Yes.
Mommy. I'm alone.
Good morning, dear listeners. That's the best way to open a show. With Alice and Janney and
With,
Anna
like,
doing
incest?
Mommy. Was that incestuous at all?
Got a little creepy there, but you know.
Mom, you're really sexy.
Thanks, baby.
Hey, dear listeners, Alice and Janney is here with us.
Hi, dear listeners.
She was reading in her dressing room, and we dragged her out over here.
We love it when you're here. Thank you so much.
I love to come over here and sit with you guys.
And you're the best at doing the ad reads with us.
I am?
Yes.
Oh, good.
We love it when
Hey,
you
dear
do.
listeners, guess what? It's ad read time, but it's going to be fun.
But before we get to ad reads, I do want to read a letter.
Okay.
This is a little bit different. No, different type of feedback. Different type of feedback.
All right.
Okay. The subject is, Anna, you're the reason I am getting married.
Oh.
Hi, Anna and Sim. I have been a huge fan and avid listener since the fall of 2017. I was able to follow along with Sim's love life from the beginning, which has led me to meet the love of my life. In the beginning episodes, Anna always talked about Sim's wonderful girlfriend, Amy, and how the Hinge app brought them together. The more she went on about how wonderful Amy was, the more I was like, wow, maybe I should check this app out. Lo and behold, that is how I met Tyler. Tyler is the most amazing man I've met and my best friend. And without this podcast, who knows if our paths would have ever crossed. And now we are getting married.
Oh.
We will be getting married July 27th, 2019. And it is all thanks to Anna and Sim. I know Anna is ordained and this may be a long shot, but she is more than welcome to marry us or just to come eat cake is fine too. I just want to say thank you times a million for having a hilarious podcast full of great advice and helping me find the love of my life. And congrats to Sim and Amy on their beautiful marriage and son. Love you both, Hannah.
Hannah, congratulations. That is so fucking awesome. And I would love to be the minister.
Are you promising this right now?
No.
No, you can't.
I can't promise anything, but
Well, you did a great job for me.
did I?
We loved it.
I was about to tell Hannah that I was kind of shitty.
No, you weren't.
That's sweet, but I was a little bit.
No,
you
trust
know,
me,
I
you were
didn't
great.
do any research. I was
You
didn't
have to. I just wanted you to be you.
Do you know this, Allison? I was like,
know.
I guess
I didn't know. I only
it's
heard good
time
reports.
for you guys to promise love to each other forever. Hannah, that makes me so happy. Thank you so much. And yeah, please let's be in touch. I don't know where you are. I'll have sweet Michael Sherman.
Yeah, let's get her a gift.
That's a good idea.
We're
Or
gonna
I
get her a
could,
gift. She's in Iowa.
I could also dance really obnoxious. Well, I could do both. I could.
What do you mean? Dance? Do you want to do it?
Obnoxiously at the wedding?
Yeah, well, let's find out where the wedding is and maybe.
Do you want to go, Allison?
Yeah.
Sure. Well, I'll just go and just show up at the reception and be dancing, and everyone will
Let's do
slowly
it.
go. Was that?
You might have to deliver a monologue.
I can work something up.
All right.
I know.
Hannah, thank you and congratulations. That makes like my month. Truly, that's so amazing.
I love that. No, I'm really touched by that.
I feel a little embarrassed too.
Why?
I don't know. It feels very humbling.
It is, but it's nice.
It's wonderful.
It's wonderful.
Maura.
Yes.
Maura?
Maura.
Fuck.
Well, Maura is how Italian in Italy they say it's much prettier.
Maura
So I'll take
Tierney, dear listeners, is here. And
Okay, Anna.
I know.
Kidding.
It's like so too like vowels.
It's all right.
I don't know fucking anything. But thank you so much
Yes,
for
you
being
do.
here.
So, you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Hey, all right, so can we talk a little bit about multicam?
Yeah,
Because I hate the categorization of comedic
I do too.
versus dramatic actor.
I agree. Yeah, no, I think it's true. I think it's sort of like if someone says, "Oh, she's a talented comedic actress." I don't think that's any different from just being a talented actress or actor. I think it's just about commitment to the material.
I completely agree, like sincerity of character.
Yeah.
But do you think that stems from a critical opinion within a community that hasn't actually experienced?
I think maybe to a certain extent. I mean, I did a multi-camera show for
NewsRadio, which was
for
fucking
4
great.
years or 5 years, which was super fun. And I miss that a lot of times.
What do you miss about it?
I miss rehearsing for 4 days or in the end for 3. I miss the audience coming in. Like there was that feeling. I really miss. My thing that I miss a lot is because all the writers were so great. And the actors too, of course. But when something wasn't working, when we were taping the show and we'd try it, okay, it was just not working. And then like 4 of the writers would come out on stage and they'd just brainstorm and they were so hilarious. And they'd just pitch fixes to the joke. And then we'd try 2 or 3. And it was just happening right there. It was very creative and really fun.
Did you ever feel like as the writers got to know you, they could like sort of fine tune a joke? Because I think about this in terms of it is a format multicam where it feels like if the writers sort of know your personality strengths, which is something that I say with resistance because as an actor, I want to be able to, shapeshift and whatnot.
Right.
But that is a format where it feels like if they know sort of my strengths and weaknesses well as I am as a human, then they can tap into sort of that for comedic effect.
Yeah, but don't you think I understand I want to shapeshift too, and I would like to be able to do much broader things or just, I don't know, keep continuing to expand. But I think that's part of a writer's job is to understand the power of the actor.
Yeah.
And good writers usually do. It becomes a little symbiotic. And I think that's okay, right?
Yeah, we have the most brilliant writers. I do wish, and this is my first long-term television.
I was thinking, is it like, because we did it for 4.5 years, 5 seasons, but 1 season. What season are you in? Like
Season 6.
6. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's long.
I've learned a lot. It's been incredible. I miss a degree of creative control, which is kind of why I started this podcast.
But that's amazing, though.
Oh, thanks.
Because you're just creating something with a very strong, specific voice. I think it's amazing.
Thanks. I do. We talk about this a bit, but I like in this age of being able to control my own narrative, get to know people that I admire, and talk to strangers about their issues and give them terrible advice. But I love them.
I have a theory about advice.
What?
I feel like a lot of times when one gives someone advice, it's really the advice they want to hear at the moment. Whatever you're telling someone is sort of like what you actually need to hear.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yep, completely.
Like sort of regardless of their problem.
That
I don't know.
It doesn't happen with us very often, though. Sometimes we'll give them
What?
advice where they had no
Totally.
idea it was happening. Yeah.
I'm constantly reflecting on my own life. When
me too.
we give
Yeah,
advice.
of course.
Like, I'm
But
like,
how
oh,
can
yeah.
you not, sort of?
Yeah. Oh God, this is scarring already.
I'm so sorry.
We're 4 minutes in.
I should have limited that to me. Maybe when I give advice, I'm giving the advice I want to hear. It's not a universal thing.
You're a character on The Affair. You were the mirror for the audience.
Yeah.
And I think that's a testament you as an actor because you're so fucking good. And I've been thinking a lot about this sort of the term micro expressions. When watching you, you're able to emit a lot without doing much at all. And that's something
That's
that
very kind.
I really admire. It's a testament to who you are and your intelligence. And
Oh, thank you. It also, that could be a part of self-defense in terms of you have to go to the well over and over again of sadness and infidelity and death and loss and then some more infidelity and then this and that. So like if it was a film, you'd sort of have these scenes once or twice, but we had to go there
over and over, right?
And I think that in terms of A, to keep it interesting and not do the same thing over and over, and B, just because it's really hard, I think sometimes restraint is my solution to not have to, A, not bore the audience by doing the same thing every time, and B, not string myself out, so it could be that.
I think it's so brilliant though, because, I guess over emoting feels manipulative to an audience because audiences they're wise.
Yeah,
and,
right.
And so restraint is intriguing and very empathetic. And I don't know how you, like, especially sort of working with the scenes with your family, with your kids and everything, how do you bring that when it's their coverage? How do you do that for them?
I try to.
I would be like, fuck those bitches.
Well, one of the kids I really can't fucking stand. No, I'm kidding.
Anna, explain what coverage is for our listeners.
Oh, so when you do a scene in a single format, oftentimes, you cover one actor's side of things and then you do the other actors. First, you tend to do master or something. And then when you go in for close-ups, you do them individually. Some actors don't stick around for the other actor's turn.
Because the camera was not going to see them anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
That's happened to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you confess who?
Yeah, it was John Travolta. I mean, he was a lovely guy.
Sure, but he
had a real, it was this movie, it was a long time ago.
To catch.
He had a contract and it was like that. It was 10 hours or whatever, door to door or something like that. And he really, door to door meaning from when he left his house to when he arrived back, he only would work 10 hours. He was a huge, is still a huge movie star. Primary colors. And so oftentimes we'd shoot out John Travolta and he'd leave and his stand-in would come in and like someone else, some disembodied voice would read his part and they would shoot the rest of our coverage. And then, what happened is Emma Thompson was also in the movie and one day John left. She was like, right, that's it. We're all going. She's just done. She's just completely done with it.
Oh,
Right,
Emma.
Yeah, she was the shit. She was really great.
Amazing. Well,
I mean, I didn't sweat it too hard. It was just sort of like how it was being done, and that's his prerogative. I think it's less fun to leave. I mean, that's so not fun.
yeah, I agree with you.
Doesn't that break some type of actor code? I thought everyone was supposed to do that.
It does
no matter.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you remember it clearly,
Yeah, that was like 11 years ago or something.
Yeah, I've got a couple of those.
Yeah.
Do I?
Do you
No.
want to share? You don't have to.
Well.
I spilled one. You don't have to spill one.
Guess what?
Yeah.
Behind that door, John Travolta. We wanted to surprise you. We didn't know it was going to come up this way, but John, come on out.
I have no idea who I am, I'm sure.
He's got his primary colors on. What were the primary? I mean, I guess it's what? Red.
Red, white, and blue.
Wait, no, that's the American.
Those aren't primary colors.
Yeah, primary colors.
Primary colors are,
But the movie was about politics.
Red, blue, and
I don't.
Green.
or
green.
yellow. Green. Oh wow!
All right. So listeners,
The educated actors that are
tweet us and let us know what primary colors are.
This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by The Pill Club. Do you need to renew your birth control prescription? Want to switch your birth control? Maybe try it for the first time. Whether you know the brand you want or you're looking for help finding the best option, the Pill Club medical team has your back. With the Pill Club, you'll never have to make a trip to the doctor or wait in line at the pharmacy. The Pill Club is a birth control subscription prescribed by a medical professional and delivered straight to your door for free in discreet packaging. The Pill Club carries over 120 FDA-approved brands. Most brands of birth control are free with insurance or Medicaid. Otherwise, prices start as low as $7 per month without insurance. Right now, when you go to thepillclub.com/unqualified, the Pill Club is offering a $10 donation to bedsider.org for every unqualified listener who becomes a patient. Your donation will help low-income individuals get access to birth control through bedsider.org. That's thepillclub.com/unqualified to get your first birth control care package. That's thepillclub.com/unqualified to get your first birth control care package and donate to help more women in need of affordable birth control. Remember, thepillclub.com/unqualified. You must use the link to make a donation.
She was so cute.
This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by Best Fiends. We all know there really is only one Match 3 style game worth playing. It's the one with an actual storyline, cool collectible characters, and non-stop action-packed adventure. It's the one with literally thousands of challenging puzzles to solve. And yes, I'm using the word literally correctly. Of course, I'm talking about Best Fiends. You meet your best fiends early in their careers. They don't have much experience, but they have heart. I recognized a little piece of myself in each of them. And so I began to assemble the perfect team. I watched them grow as we solved puzzle after puzzle, working hard and playing hard. Today, my best fiends are ready to go anytime and anywhere. I'm really proud of what they have become. With new challenges and levels added all the time, there's never a boring moment. So download Best Fiends free today on the App Store or Google Play. That's friends without the R. Best Fiends.
Can we do would you date this profession?
Yes.
All right. Brew-master. A brew-master?
Oh, brew-master.
Yeah, sorry, did I not?
No, I
enunciate?
was thinking broom-master, and I wondered what that
Broom-master
person
would
did.
be interesting as well.
Broom-master, does that mean
artisan brooms?
So that means someone that makes craft beers?
Craft beer, a craft beer man.
I don't know. Is he from Williamsburg?
No,
Okay.
he's from Portland.
Oh, that's better, though.
You think? All right. I feel like they're kind of equivalent.
I haven't spent much time in Portland. Yeah, I mean, off the bat, I would say yeah. I don't know if there's any
We're just easing.
contingencies.
We're just easing our way in.
Yeah, a brewmaster probably is someone who cares about his craft.
I'm sure he sure does.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah. He's got a new Halloween. I don't know, a root ale.
Okay.
It's made from
pumpkin, parsnips.
Yeah, it's like it's a gourd. It's like
That's still not. If he's committed, it's not bothering me.
Good. I like it. I like it too.
What does committed mean? Like, what if he's not? What if it's a hobby more than a money-making enterprise?
Ooh, good question.
That's well. I don't. I think people with hobbies, I like that too. I don't really have any hobbies, so I think that's still so far. Yeah.
But you're going to support him because he wants this to become a business one day. But but right now it's just a hobby. He's making it in his.
But I will be supporting his hobby, his venture.
How else is he going to pay for it all?
Yeah, he has to pursue his passion.
That becomes an issue, I think. He has to pursue his passion.
But if you like the beer, I mean, do you believe in
He's
the
amazing
product?
in
Maybe
bed.
if I believed in the product and he's amazing in bed, he can have $15. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I'm still okay with that. Yeah,
All right.
if the beer's very good.
The beer is there's some hits or misses in there.
Okay.
the Gordarine for Halloween.
Okay.
Okay, what about psychotherapist?
Oh, God. I don't think so.
But he does a little bit of stand-up on the side.
Definitely not. Frustrated stand-up psychologist. No way.
I thought actually that would make it better. At least if he could laugh. I always feel like that idea would be super patronizing, the whole babe, I know why you're stressed. And it's you don't fucking know me, dude. Get the fuck off my back. And he's but no, remember when I know you're upset
that's
right
the
now.
thing.
Anyone telling me you're upset right now.
Yeah. I couldn't. And also as a stand-up comic, open mic night, I don't know, it would be excruciating, I think.
No, he just rehearses in his house.
I'm saying no.
He built a little platform in his basement. God, I would love that. Actually, that would be amazing.
Really?
I've always had a dream of like an amphitheater where I force.
That part
like,
would be cool. Where you force people to perform?
Yeah, like original material. So, what do you say? You want to come back over after today?
I actually maybe would do that if I put together 5 minutes.
Okay, a professional poker player.
Yeah, I would.
Why? That was so immediate.
Because I don't know. That world seems really interesting to me.
Why?
Well, because like they have to work really hard. It's not just luck, and they really calculate that mathematically, like how much they can afford to win or lose per year. They make their
Are
living.
you
doing
good
it.
at poker?
No, one day I was good because I won. I was on that show a long time ago, that celebrity poker show.
I remember that show.
Yeah, and I won the whole thing. I won $100,000 for my charity, which is absurd because I'm
That's
not that good of a
amazing.
poker player. It was amazing, and I was terrified the whole time, and I just strictly played by the rules. But it's hard, and it's fun, and like to make your living doing that seems like, I don't know. It's just kind of a fringy part of the society, which is interesting to me.
I just wonder if like somebody who's very skilled at maintaining a facial expression that you can't read. To me, that's just me.
You wouldn't find them trustworthy.
I don't know.
But what if you don't find anyone trustworthy anyway?
Yes, exactly. Yep.
So then it's not a problem for me. I don't have issues or anything.
Okay, what about a truck driver?
That seems like a very stationary job. I'm not.
What do you
judging.
mean?
They don't get to move around very much. Meaning their bodies.
Oh. No. But here's the thing. He works out at every rest stop.
Okay. Is that a code for something?
He's super sexy.
Okay.
It's like, I don't know, Kurt Russell-y. I'm imagining.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
Calls you all the time.
Yes.
I don't know, maybe.
And maybe I can go with him sometimes.
Exactly. I was going to say, maybe he's a good enough lover that you're like, fuck Hollywood. I'm going on the road with you.
And especially if he's got a tricked out those thing where they have like a bed
he
in the
does.
back and all that stuff.
Yep.
And we could go to like Mount Rushmore.
Yep. Oh, he loves it. He loves a president made of stone.
So do I. It's good.
Maybe you
Am I
guys
saying yes to everybody? Am I like so cheap? No, I said no to
it's with
the shrink.
qualifications.
I said no to the shrink.
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, your truck driver man may be familiar with a couple of, whorehouses in Nevada, but it's not a big deal because his second cousin works there. So
Why is that? How does that ameliorate the?
I'm just saying, I just didn't
What
know.
does the
like,
second cousin do?
the second cousin, she's a prostitute.
And is that who he hires? His second cousin?
No.
I lost
That's
the
just what
plot.
he tells you.
Oh.
It's like, we got to swing by here because
I'm visiting my
and
second
he
cousin.
makes this like homemade jam out of like bingleberries or something.
Yeah,
and
I'm losing
Whorehouses
interest in him.
expects it like every Thanksgiving, and instead of using cranberry sauce, they use bingleberry jam.
Yeah.
And so he's like, babe, here's what we got to do. We got to just make a quick drive by
No, I have to say no. Then no.
to the Pussy Willow.
Have you ever been to one of those?
Have I ever been
Like in Nevada, that kind of.
No.
Yeah,
but
you
you're
don't
asking
want
me like that. You've been there. Tell me about it.
I have.
Tell me.
What's
What's it like? Why were you there? What are you talking about?
Because I was very, and am still very interested in making some sort of piece about Heidi Fleiss. I'm really kind of very interested in her life. Which you're young, but do you remember Heidi Fleiss?
Yeah, I love you for saying that, but yes, I do.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of thoughts about this, but go on.
Yeah, well, she did this other thing. I don't mean when she was young, when it all happened, but when she was sort of in her mid 40s, she tried to open a brothel for women, a stud farm that had male prostitutes that women would come to. And they made a documentary about her trying to open this stud farm, and it didn't really work out. But I thought it was a fascinating story. So I met Heidi to try to talk to her about possibly like getting the rights to try to do that.
I love that idea.
Yeah, and so she lives in about an hour and a half outside of Las Vegas, and I went to visit her, and she's like an animal activist now. She rescues parrots, giant parrots, from people that abuse them. She's amazing.
That seems like a very loud household.
Dude, you can't even imagine. It's like the shrieking. I don't know how she does it. I mean, I don't know how she lived, because they all live in the house with her. It's crazy. But she's very passionate, because the birds live to be like 80. So people buy them and then die, and the birds are stuck in a cage. And so she's very passionate about it. But she knows still a lot of players in that area. And she was like, do you want to see, I think we went to the Cherry Patch, or I think we went to one brothel there that a friend of hers ran.
And how did it feel to you? Like,
it feels a little harder than it's not glamorous. I don't want to make anybody feel bad about what they do for. It's just it's rough.
I was thinking recently that we should legalize prostitution.
It might be better for the women doing
I know. That's what I don't know. And I guess it's sort of like a long, complicated conversation, but the morality shaming feels counterproductive to,
the actual problems.
Yeah.
And so it was just, in a lot of women who are younger, it's just not, I don't want to become all serious during this, but it's not a place you want to hang out in, or I would want to hang out in. Everyone was very nice. It's just, they're double wide trailers strung together.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. All right. Anyway, moving on. I love Heidi. Moving on. And she doesn't do that anymore. She now takes care of birds.
But, anyway, this is a longer conversation between us as well. But there's like, anytime I think you're in an industry where you feel like a small business within oneself, there's a degree of sort of selling.
I see the comparison. Yes.
You know, it's like...
Right, if you pulled everything apart and sort of really looked at it. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, what about this?
Yeah.
A restaurant manager.
I think that they work all the time. Right?
I have in parentheses here, very long hours.
And I feel like when I was a waitress in the 80s, they all had somewhat of a drug problem. Every manager I had. So I don't know if I'd be so into that.
So then you decided to go into entertainment?
Yeah, so I decided to go into entertainment. But yeah, I think restaurant work is really hard.
I think, all of these questions, they're silly, but they're also dependent on specific personality. Mm-hmm. But can I ask you then a challenge? Yeah. What would a profession be that you would date? What would be your ideal profession?
I don't know. I tend not to think like that too much, because it's sort of like if I like someone, it's just I like them. Do you know what I mean? I don't try. I generally don't think in like this box and this box and this box needs to be checked.
Unlike me.
Really? So what professions do you like? Well, actor.
Well, there's only one I think that's successful, which is a man who builds canoes by himself on a lake.
That sounds perfect. I'll take that too.
He makes an awesome bison stew.
I was just going to say, and he's a bow hunter, and he eats what he kills, and it's total ethical slaughter, and then he builds a canoe.
Doesn't talk a lot, but then,
makes a nice fire.
We can get him to open up when he's like, I've never loved anyone like you. And he's like, oh my God, your body is so warm, so hot. And it's like, well, maybe you've never seen a body before, but God, thank you. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's just, okay, I'll take that one.
The canoe builder.
Canoe builder.
In Nunavut, which is new territory. It's not new anymore, but it's, I guess, like, it's a new territory. Well, relative.
What's a new territory? I love
Nunavut it's in northwestern Canada.
Oh.
And they call it Nunavut.
Really?
Yeah. Nunavut. Anyway, your truck driver is going to drop you off on his way to Anchorage. Little does he know, he made a big mistake.
Made a big wrong turn.
Because our canoe builder
was
right there at the one store
Well,
picking up supplies.
picking up supplies. I just volunteered in Greece at a refugee camp last summer.
I did too.
Did you?
No. Oh. Just wanted to sound as good as you are.
It's not even, I'm not good, but it was really.
Did you perform monologues?
No, we did put on a play though.
You did?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
God, that's amazing. They must have loved that.
Well, the
why
residents
would I say
did
that's
it.
so patronizing? Like, but I would
No, it's not
imagine that like
patronizing.
entertain. Like, I don't
No,
know. Like
it's
creative.
like incredibly boring. There's nothing to do there. They can't go anywhere. They can't leave there. Do you know what I
It's
mean?
so
And there's
fucked
nothing
up.
to do. And they're just waiting to get cleared or not, or get sent home. I mean, all these people that are we're all the same. But I went with a bunch of theater people from New York, and we cast the residents, the community, in the play. And they
that's
put on this
incredible.
play. Yeah, and there's music and dance, and the residents came to see it. It was really great. It was a
What
very great
play did
experience.
you-
It was The Tempest.
Oh, my
But it was
God.
a very, very, very shortened down. It was about 35 minutes long, and we made the Shakespeare into a little bit more colloquial English, and then we translated that into Arabic. So it was done in Arabic.
Wow.
It was really beautiful. It was great. We're going to go back again next year.
Really?
Yeah. You want to come?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
What should we put on?
August, September. I don't know.
Let's do Anything Goes.
Okay. Maybe a musical.
Take me back to Manhattan.
You know what? Maybe a musical's a good idea.
I don't know. It would be kind of fun. Let's do some tap dancing or something.
Yeah. There was a dancer there. We had fun. Choreographer, composer. It was good. But I was saying, I met lots of interesting people who do that kind of work.
Oh.
Those people are kind of really interesting.
Yeah.
people.
You mean the non-profiters?
The nonprofiters, or even if it's your job, working for an NGO.
Yeah.
Government,
Yeah. No, that's
organization, like-
sexy.
That's sexy to me.
It's sexy.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
So that's a box I would check off.
This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by Intuit, powering products like TurboTax, QuickBooks, Mint, and Credit Karma. Intuit works for what you work for, and it was only recently that I found out they were working for me. I've been using QuickBooks for years and more recently began using Mint, which is an easy way to create monthly budgets. It was a bit surprising to realize how much I could save by learning how to make coffee. With Intuit, artificial intelligence can predict your future cash flow, recognize a misplaced digit in an account or routing number, and even connect users with live experts who can assist with navigating life changes or help with unique tax situations. Everything is automatically organized as you track your personal or business expenses by scanning receipts, invoices, and other financial documents, while smart budgeting tools let you know before you overspend. Innovative features like these make managing your finances simple, but as you probably already knew, innovation is at the core of everything Intuit does. Discover how Intuit's products can help you see what's possible at Intuit.com. That's INTUIT.com. This episode is brought to you in part by Plant Botanical. As everyone slowly comes out of hiding, many of you are asking the same questions. Am I ready for actual human contact? Should I swipe right? Will they look like their picture? Do I look like my picture? Is that the face of an axe murderer? Do I really want to take off these sweats? And for those of you who get that far, what drink should I be casually sipping? I have the answer to that one. While your date sits awkwardly silent, stunned by your good looks, dazzled by your intellect, or wondering how to dispose of your body, the drink in your hand should be delicious, refreshing, crisp, clean, Plant Botanical Vodka Seltzer. Weighing in at only 1 carb, made with real fruit and botanicals traditionally used for stamina, immunity, and detox, Plant Botanical is already thinking about your future encounters. Follow and DM at Plant Loves You and share a story or video of your funniest, wildest, or most awkward date for a chance to win up to $1,000 for your next one. Plant Botanical, your perfect companion while you look for your perfect companion. Available at Target, Pavilions, Vons, Total Wine, or visit plantlovesyou.com to find a store near you. Plant vodka and vodka seltzer. Just the good shit.
All right, so we are ready for calls now. We're going to start by calling Amanda. Go ahead and dial her. And Amanda is in Chicago, and she's 30.
Hello?
Hey, Amanda.
Hi.
Hi, Amanda. It's
Hi,
Anna.
it's Maura Tierney sitting next to
Hi,
Anna.
Anna.
Maura
Am I
Tierney
supposed to
is with
talk at
us.
that point?
Absolutely, of course.
Okay, sorry.
Hey, Amanda, thanks so much for doing this.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for answering it.
So, Amanda, there's a situation happening with your husband and his siblings. Explain everything to us and tell us what's going on.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and it's not a huge deal, but it's something enough that has just been on my mind since it happened. But about a week ago, my husband came up to me and wanted to know if it would be okay if he could plan a trip with his brother and sister. They wanted to go to Iceland for a week. So I said, of course, go, because I think it's important that, siblings hang out together. So I said, yes, that's fine. And then just to add to the story, we have a 1.5-year-old at home, and then I'm pregnant again, and we're due in January. So the whole plan was his mom was going to take off. That week they all went, and then she was going to stay with me and the kids at home just so I had some help for that week. And then the constellation was that I would get my own vacation wherever I wanted, without him, I could go wherever I wanted with whoever. So that was the whole plan, and it was fine. And then his siblings were over, and they were planning it and about to buy their tickets. And then I come to find out that both his brother was bringing his girlfriend, and his sister is bringing her boyfriend. So it's not a siblings trip anymore. They already all got their tickets. Even if I wanted to go, I couldn't because it's way too soon for me to go anywhere after just giving birth. So, yeah, that's kind of the big issue. And then I brought it up after they had left. So I was just kind of stewing over it after I heard them all talking about it. And I just brought up to my husband that still, so much for a siblings trip at this point. And then he overreacted and, of course, got all dramatic and was like, well, I'm not going to go anymore. You're making me feel guilty, which I didn't make him feel guilty. I think that was just his own guilty conscience coming out at that point. So, we argued about it for a couple of days. And at first I was more upset about the fact that I just blatantly wasn't included almost. And then I got to be more angry that he didn't understand why I was upset, why I was mad that everybody else was going now but me. So, and at this point, I've kind of gotten over it, but I'm still mad about it.
Amanda, okay, first of all, I completely understand.
Right? Okay.
Yes. Oh my
then
God,
I didn't
yes.
know.
That's why I was silent.
Am I being
I was
crazy or
no.
am I being annoying?
Nope. No. And I'm not advocating more confrontation necessarily, but I do want you to think about, okay, are you close with either of his siblings?
Yeah, I am. With both of them. Obviously more so his sister, but...
So who do you think instigated this idea?
I don't know. I was mad at my husband first for not speaking up and being like, hey, Amanda's not going. Maybe we shouldn't invite everybody else. And I know men, no offense, Sam, I know men could sometimes be clueless and not just, not think of that. So then I thought, well, maybe his sister would be like, hey, she's not going. Why are we all doing this? So yeah, I don't know who instigated it.
Well, and not that I'm not advocating that you explore that necessarily, but I do think, not to add gasoline to the fire a little bit of your emotions, but I think it's pretty fucking inappropriate.
Right, it's just kind of crappy.
And why Iceland? Is there an argument for sort of a family heritage thing, or has your husband always dreamed of going to Iceland, or did the siblings, or?
We went before, a couple of years ago, so he just wanted to go back. And he has more of a personality where he's always itching to go somewhere, where I'm, more content just hanging out. But that's not to say that I don't want to go places.
Of course.
I do, and we do, but...
What does your husband do? You don't have to tell us exactly, but does he...
Oh, yeah. No, he works at Starbucks, a manager.
All right. And the reason why I ask is I just don't want to, if there's like an income issue or whatever, but I think that maybe you have to tell him, your husband, like, listen, I want you to be able to explore the world. I want to explore the world. But you have to understand that this trip will be something that will just be hard for me to get over and forgive you for, because
Absolutely.
I'm in, I'm pregnant and I want to do these things too. I desperately want to do them.
And I told him that, like almost exactly.
Well, because he doesn't want to get it. And so then he puts...
This is strange. This is strange that any man, I mean, I just went through this whole pregnancy. I mean, any man that would want to leave his wife right now who's pregnant. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense.
Well, and his excuse is like, well, it's not I'm leaving you when you're pregnant because it's be March and the baby will be there or whatever. My mom's going to have you and your mom's going to have you or whatever. Whatever his bullshit is. No, sorry, I don't mean to get all passionate on it, but I do, Amanda, because I do think this is bullshit. I think that I worry that he right now, probably just like you, but in a different way, because your body is like physically trapped. But I worry that he's feeling like what else is out there, and not necessarily in terms of cheating or anything like that, but to not have the maturity to view this time as a particularly vulnerable time in your marriage and in your life is disconcerting to me. I don't like it. And fuck, it's a sticky situation.
Here's the thing. There's two things at play right now. There's the fact that he'd be leaving his wife who's pregnant with...
Well, but
she'll have the baby, right?
Because they're going to March.
Right, but still, I mean, she's still pregnant.
Right.
It's not, I mean, it's still the fact that she, like you said.
The fun of planning a trip and knowing that that's really fun to plan a trip. Amanda has to listen to them be all excited about it while her body is like harvesting.
And then the siblings, of course, bringing their significant others. So, and the fact that he doesn't understand that this doesn't make any sense. That doesn't compute with me at all.
I don't think, even if they didn't, it wouldn't compute with me.
Well, how has your relationship been otherwise with him?
I mean, it's great. Yeah, it's fine. It's perfect. There's really no major issues besides, your normal everyday kind of stuff.
Why is it so important for him to go on the siblings trip right now?
Like I said, I know he always gets an itch and he wants to go somewhere, and that's fine. But why it had to be in March, I don't know. Probably because that's when flights are cheapest, because it's off season.
I don't like that he gets a free pass with this caveat of like, well, you can go wherever you want for a week by yourself. It's like, well, first of all, that's probably never going to happen. Second of all, wouldn't you want to be with me?
Probably won't happen for a while.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. It's like, and that's like his excuse. And it's like, come on, dude. Of course, you know that that's not going to happen. So that's why you dangle that thing. Like, do you really think you can take care of the two kids for a week? Why I go to fucking Hollywood to visit my new best friend, Anna Faris?
Oh, gladly.
Yeah. All right. That's a sweet revenge. Fuck yeah, dude. No, I'm sorry. I don't mean to like stoke anger too much.
Can I posit one possible?
I know. Why did I get sad?
No. I think everything you're saying is right. Well, because you're a mother, so I'm not. So I don't know that.
Yeah, I mean, my only question, like right now, like where we kind of stand is we've both kind of gotten past it. But I know they're going to be planning the rest of their trip, and I'm going to be in the room, and I'm just waiting for someone to be like, oh, why aren't you going? Do I bring it up again?
No.
Like, to his sister-in-law, I am not one for confrontation anyway. So for me to even tell him about it and make it this big deal that it already was, like, I'd hate to bring that up again. But I feel like I'm just so ticked off about it still that I might just be like, well, then say something really stupid. Hopefully I don't.
No. I think keep your cards close to your chest a little bit, because I bet that they've all talked about it. And your husband, while he may be a fantastic guy, has probably said like, oh yeah, well, Amanda can't come, so don't really ask her about it or whatever. But she's cool. She told me she's cool with it. And and so they probably, they're making a conscious effort to not be like, oh, why aren't you going? Because they already know. It's all about sort of timing and calm discussion. If I think it was, but Maura, you were going to ask a question that was probably more relevant.
No, I don't know if it was. I was only going to ask, what is the relationship with his siblings? Does he get sort of bullied by them or pushed by? Maybe it was supposed to be a siblings trip, and one of the siblings was like, "I'm bringing my wife," and the other was like, "I'm bringing my wife." Like, is he able to?
That's why I want to know about who instigated the trip.
Right? Is he able to say, "Well, no, that's not the deal. You guys can't." Like, what's their family dynamic?
No, yeah, definitely not. I mean, because he's the oldest one, so he's kind of the ringleader.
Oh, forget it then.
So yeah, definitely not. Because they kind of, follow what he would say anyways, regardless. So yeah.
What does his mom think? Are you close with his mom?
I am, yeah, and that's why his mom was like, "Well, we'll go on our own trip," which I would be totally fine with because I love my mother-in-law.
I would use her as a resource with this. Because I would like take her out to lunch if you can, or just like request some alone time with her, and tell her, like, I know, like just what you said, like I really want to respect like siblings being able to be together and everything, and I understand the importance of that, and I know you raised such incredible kids, and I want to respect how close they are, but as a mom, you must know that of course it sort of hurts my feelings, and of course I want to feel included. So will you help me with this? Like how do I not resent him? And if you're calm and rational and ask for her advice, that will go a long way with her.
And she kind of has my same personality. We're both kind of, I don't want to say meeker, but more calm in general.
Right.
I think she would understand and not make me feel weird about it.
And yeah, because I think that even like the argument of like you get some free week by yourself, that also feels like, wait, you don't want to like be with me?
Yeah, because like I would want to go with other people. I mean, you know what I mean? It would just be fun to experience that with all of them.
No, this is all on your husband at this point. It's completely, he needs to understand that it's definitely not the right move to leave right now. And I can understand where he's coming from the standpoint of he wants to go on a trip with his siblings. His siblings want to take their significant others because they want to go on this amazing trip to Iceland together. And he understands that he has a kid at home and another one on the way. So someone has to take care of everything happening at home. So it's a selfish move on his part. That's all it is. It's just completely selfish.
Completely.
So he should examine that and say, look, I can't have everything. And right now the move is to be with my wife at home.
But here's the problem.
And let the siblings go.
Amanda cannot be the messenger on this. It either has to be like you and I, Sim.
He should listen to this podcast then.
Yeah. Or his
really
mom.
should.
It's true, because this is a scarring move. You are going to be feeling exceptionally vulnerable during that time after you just had a baby, and they're going to be whatever fucking Instagramming their whatever themselves in like a hot tub.
I know,
because
I'm not gonna want to hear anything about it, and I don't want to be salty about it either. And
I'm telling you, this will linger for
asking
years.
a lot
Inside,
of yourself.
I'll be pissed. Inside,
exactly, and
seeing everything,
and it will last for years. So your husband really has to examine this choice. I would be mad for a long.
Seriously, just play this podcast back for him. Seriously.
Yeah, maybe that's...
Play it a few times for him.
Truly, because Amanda, you are...
Yeah, we'll see if he gets it then.
I don't mean to disparage him or anything, but he's not taking into consideration the long game. That's you and that's your family. And completely understand the desire to travel, as do you, as does everyone, and to like get out and escape our lives for a minute. And if we get an opportunity and hang out with our fun siblings or whatever, but really the timing could not be worse. And he needs to know that. And I do also think if you do play the podcast back for him, I'd love to talk with him. I promise I'll be gentle. But
seriously, let's get him on the show.
Yeah,
let's have a gentle conversation with him.
But listen, a couple of things. Use your mother-in-law as an ally, and don't let him make you feel guilty for making him feel guilty. You know what I'm saying? He like that's an easy tactic that people do sometimes. I was going to say men, but then I broaden it out, whatever. But it's like what? It's like it's such an easy turn, and to make somebody feel like shit when they're bringing up a pretty reasonable point. So Amanda, I don't know, but I love you and thank you for calling in.
Amanda, thank you so much. This is hard.
I know. I love it that you prefaced it by saying that this seems like a frivolous problem, but it's not. It's not. This is you're pulling all the weight here. I don't know how refundable the tickets are, but maybe it's like, dude, let's take me on a baby moon to Hawaii with the refund. Or I don't know. I mean, maybe that's a little drastic to suggest right now, but all elements of your relationship should be examined, and I just want you to protect your heart. And I so applaud you for being an amazing mom. And
yeah, I appreciate it.
We're all on your side here, Amanda.
Yeah.
You're in the right here. And if he wants to talk to, honestly, I would.
Oh my
love
God,
that.
I would love to talk to him.
You know what? Get him on the phone. Let's
get him
talk to him.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Will you
Email me, and then
I'm at
we're going to be
work,
really
but I can
nice. I
email you.
promise we'll be really
I
nice.
promise. Yes, I promise.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Amanda.
I love you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Bye. And
Bye.
congratulations on your baby.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.
That's something, I don't know if I'm too proud. I don't know. It's something
Proud?
I couldn't get. I wouldn't be able to get over that.
I think she's asking a lot of herself to just forgive it and move on and listen to them
Yeah.
plan. And
I mean, are men really like that? Because how does
all
it not
men.
Yeah.
compute? For me, it's completely obvious.
Because it's like, oh, my mom. Because all the, it's like, oh, my mom will help her out. Like, yeah, she can't go. What's a week? It's not a
unfair
big
and
deal.
selfish.
And this is like my opportunity.
yeah,
to
but
go
who knows
explore
what
the
their
world.
dynamic is? Maybe it's like that all the time.
I mean, I asked her if her relationship otherwise is great.
It's
She said
true.
it
That's
is,
true.
yeah.
That's true. That's true. I don't know. I just think it's trying to be like a saint. And she's probably going to be pissed for a long time.
I wouldn't you?
Yes.
I would be furious.
Yeah.
I would be like in 12 years from now, I'd be like,
Yeah.
Iceland, do not bring up any country north of the equator.
All right, let's call Michelle.
And do not bring up your brother
Yep.
or your sister
Yeah.
or your brother's girlfriend. Or your
It would stew in me.
Michelle is in Portland, and she's 31.
I remember my high school love went to Idaho on a vacation. I mean, I wasn't. Man, I fucking resented that shit.
Hi, this is Michelle.
Hi, Michelle. It's Sim.
Hey, Sam. How are you?
Doing well. Anna.
Hey, Michelle. It's Anna.
Hey, Anna. How are you?
I'm great. And we're here with Maura Tierney. Tierney?
Hi, dear.
Hi, Maura.
Tierney.
It's all good.
Oh, God, Michelle, I've been fucking this up all day.
She actually has no idea who she's sitting next to. I'm totally kidding. People say my name Tierney all the time.
Tierney?
It's Tierney, but people say Tierney. It's
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's really
You want to try that part again?
No.
Nope.
Fuck
All
you.
right.
You try it, Sim.
Maura Tierney. I know.
that's right.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that difficult.
a little difficult.
Sorry, Michelle.
Michelle, tell us what's going on with this guy that you met.
Yeah, sure. It's kind of an Instagram dating question. There's a guy who I knew from high school who I was kind of an acquaintance with, didn't know too well, but, always kind of thought he was cute. And we now follow each other on social media, kind of had a flirtation recently, back and forth. He reached out, said we should hang out, asked for my phone number, but has just kind of been like very slow moving, in like actually making a move. So he'll like send a message, but then like wait 2 weeks and, then ask for my number and wait like another 2 weeks to actually text me, and it hasn't gone anywhere. So I'm just kind of thinking about how long I should like give him to pursue me, or if I should just like move on and not worry about it.
Well, what do you? I think that my gut reaction is that you should move on. But what attracted you to him?
Like actually like knowing his background and knowing we come from similar families and similar backgrounds and values and have similar interests, and then just like a physical attraction.
Do you think that he's in a relationship and that's why he's been kind of avoidant?
I was thinking about that. I was wondering if he seems interested, but it's just been like he's been so slow moving.
Can you tell us what he wrote to you? Let's try and decipher what he texted.
I like this.
Yeah, I responded to something he had posted, a concert that he went to with a band that I like, and I just wrote like, looks fun, like jealous with like a little heart. And he wrote back, it was so good, like, where have you been? And then he said we should hang out. I said, yeah, I'd love to hang out. And then he waited like a week and then asked for my number, and then waited like 2 weeks before he texted. And it was like in the middle of the night. Like it didn't feel like he was like serious about it.
What does he do? And he's in the area? You don't have to tell me what he does, but he's in the area. Michelle?
Maybe he called her and she just took the call while we were talking.
Yeah, maybe that would be amazing. That's good.
Hi, you reached the voicemail.
Maybe we call Michelle back later.
No,
or
we'll let you, or we just finish the advice without her. Yeah,
well,
we just have to finish it.
I think that it could be somebody that's pretending to be this dude.
No, it's not, Anna.
Why?
It's just this dude who's probably dating other girls.
Right.
She needs to just move on and realize that this guy is just feeling things out. Maybe the girl that he was dating at the time a week ago, he stopped dating, so then he reached out to see if he's available. He's swiping online on Tinder.
I hate it when guys go under the assumption of like this stupid volleying text. Like, what's up? It's like you're putting the ball in my court. Well, not mine, but for a number of reasons. But that we get that a lot from callers. That it's like, what do I do? But when the questions are so fucking vague that it's like, well, I don't know. Like like, do you want me to text you? Like, I would like to suck your dick tonight. Like, what the fuck? The dialogue is too vague. It leaves the empowered party completely empowered.
Yeah, because everybody's sort of afraid too, I think, or a lot of people are.
But I do think that there's like this communication over sort of social media and texting that it doesn't feel fair. It's like not even playing fields, you know?
In this situation, he needs to either stack up and ask her out, and she just needs to move on. She should already have moved on at this point.
Yeah.
1 week in between. She gave him her number, and he never contacted her. At that point, it's like, you know what? At that point, why would you ever want to be with a guy that?
At that point, I would say forget it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so she should as well.
Yeah,
this guy is not worth her time. As simple as that.
Or she should say, "Do you want to hang out?" Either take the initiative. Or just forget it. Because
she was going to ask that. She was going to ask if she should she ask him out. At this point, I don't think she should.
I don't think so.
This guy is not worth her time.
I think she's already like not worth the time.
I agree.
I think this is an easy one.
Michelle already knows that. That's why she's probably calling this.
You know, honestly, some people are new to online dating and they don't really understand. Sometimes they think it's the protocol.
I don't know anything about it.
I don't know anything about it.
But
but 1 week or 2 weeks between texts is way too long.
But don't you think that sometimes like the lure of, and this is a little bit of a tangent, but the lure of somebody who is kind of unavailable but yet dangles like a little bit of bait here and there makes them more attractive in one's own fantasy than they actually are. So you kind of get emotionally tangled up in something without actually having anything there.
Yeah.
Your feelings are already hurt without actually knowing this person.
Yeah, at first I was going to disagree, but you're right. Yes,
thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you. I usually am. Just me being all cute over here on the side of the sofa.
All right, so final advice for Michelle is to don't text him again.
Yeah, don't text him again.
Okay.
No. And if
you agree, Maura?
Yes, walk on by. I would say.
Yeah. And even if he does, don't respond.
Yeah.
And it's not. But also recognize that if your feelings are a little bit hurt because of the lack of communication, understand that it's probably has nothing to do with who he is as a person. It's just sort of the lame communication.
Yep.
Anyway, I love you, Michelle, and I love you, dear listeners.
Oh, we got to plug all of our stuff.
Oh, yeah. Shit.
Oh.
I'm really bad at that stuff.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Oh, you were in Beautiful Boy.
I've never done a podcast before. I don't think.
Kevin, do you like it?
I do. I like this one. So, yeah.
Just sort of chill.
Totally
preach
chill.
to people in an annoying way. At least I do.
No.
Well, wait. So, A Beautiful Boy is I saw the trailer and I saw the clip. It looks incredible.
It's a beautiful film. And Stephen Timmy are amazing, and Amy Ryan. It's very sad, but it's in the end, it's kind of a hopeful movie. But it's all about, drug addiction.
Thank you, Maura.
Thank you so much, Maura.
Thank you.